What? Tourists complaining about Japan? No way. It's no secret that Japan is going through some teeny tiny little teething problems when it comes to tourism. It does feel like the whole world wants to visit and all at the same time. Tourists can be loud or simply annoy people due to the way that they move through stations or block passages or don't follow the rules according to a survey. Wait a minute, what about the tourist side of the story? Because God forbid somebody says something bad about Japan, right? A survey has shown that there are also tourist complaints too. Well, in fact, 51.1% of travelers to Japan thought that all was good and had no complaints. But what do the other 48.9% complain about? And are these complaints even justified? So here are the top 3 things tourists complain about when they come to Japan, and a few more things that annoy them too. In third place, overcrowding at tourist sites at 13.1%. And I am not surprised by this one, because everyone visits the same freaking place in Japan, right? But then again, these places are popular for a reason. They are beautiful, they have history, and they are well established and have great tourism infrastructure. Instagram is lying to you. You might see a picture that's Instagrammable with beautiful scenery, incredible temples and shrines, and no one in sight. But when you get there, shock, horror, there'll be crowds. Obviously, right? If you're gonna go there, the likelihood is that other tourists are gonna go there too. Yet, step to the side streets and all of a sudden, things are quiet. There's no one around. So it's quite easy to escape the tourist crowds, even when you are in a tourist-centric location like Asakusa or Tsukiji or even Kiyomizu-dera or Fushimi-inari. Just walk a little bit further up and you won't find many tourists. It's your own fault, because let's face it, 99% of tourists are gonna visit the Golden Route, and rightly so. But if you're clever, then you can go to those places where only 1% of people visit. So my recommendation here is that when you plan your itinerary to Japan, include at least a third or more of your itinerary to less visited locations, maybe places like Kyushu, Tohoku, or day trips to locations where tourists don't tend to go. You'll still find incredible shrines, beautiful scenery, and temples, culture, and everything you can expect, but without the tourist crowds. So is it even justified? And I would say partly, because 99% of tourists, as I've just mentioned, visit the same locations. So if you are clever, you can visit the places where only 1% of tourists go. Here is a top tip. Not all of Japan is crowded. So I have my own complaint, and this is going to be a little bit cliche, and that's that you're probably not subscribed to my channel, even though you've probably watched a few of my videos. So please subscribe and join the team. Anyway, let's get back to the tourist complaints. In second place, communication barriers, with 15.2% of tourists complaining about this one. And this one kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to be even on the list, but coming to think of it, I totally understand why. It can be true. If you don't try talking to people and just expect people to speak to you or have everything in English, then you're gonna be very disappointed. Japanese people are usually very helpful, but you need to know who to ask. And according to the survey, the main complaint comes mainly due to the staff at restaurants and other venues not speaking English. Things are definitely improving, but some of the English menus might miss items or be adapted to tourists like you or your tastes. Top tip. Be prepared with pocket Wi-Fi or an eSIM to translate. And I'm not just saying this because I have this incredible affiliate link with Sakura Mobile so that you can get your own thing, but because it's fact. Learning basic Japanese, especially counting, or kore, this, kore, or osusume, for what's your recommendation, can go a long way. So, is this complaint even justified? I would say mostly yes, but at the same time, no, sorry, I'm being very vague with these ones, but wait for the next one. Yes, it might be frustrating and cause some discomfort at times, but at the same time, no. You're heading to a foreign country, and it's to be expected after all. The question remains, authentic Japanese experience or foreign-friendly Disney-fied version? You choose. Okay, the top complaint, with 21.9% complaining about this one, is the lack of public bins, especially in places like train stations. And my thoughts, This is no surprise, guys. It even frustrates me to this day. I made a reel and a short about this just a few weeks ago, but I've learned to deal with this mostly, and so can you. Japan is kind of famous for being clean, but at the same time, having no rubbish bins. And it's true, you might end up walking for ages and ages with trash in your hand. It happens. It's annoying that some stores will not accept the trash from other stores or restaurants, which is kind of weird at times. And yes, you might find it easy to dispose of cans or bottles at vending machines, but trash cans are rare still. It's a different cultural norm because Japanese locals, they typically take their trash home and they recycle accordingly. But tourists, on the other hand, they're expected to take it back to their hotels, but even then, those tiny little rubbish bins don't help. But there are some workarounds. So if you're going to Japan, consider this. Take your trash to a convenience store and dispose of it there. But even this can at times be hard to do, and it does depend on the area that you're in and if they have the facilities available to use. Some train station platforms have recycling areas, so look out for those. And when eating street food, don't walk and eat, not because it's considered rude, but because instead stay near the vendor as they will dispose of the trash for you, of their store anyway. Things are starting to improve in some tourist locations like hotspots in Kyoto, but it's still quite rare to see a trash bin. My verdict, is it justified? Totally yes, I agree with this one. Yes, take a plastic bag in your bag just in case. But us tourists are usually out all day, so expecting to carry your trash with you to the hotel can totally not be convenient. This one still catches me by surprise and frustrates me every single trip at some point on my trip. So those are the top 3 things that tourists complain about according to a very recent survey in Japan. But there are some other things that tourists often complain about too. The survey also mentioned that 8.6% found that the long wait times at immigration is frustrating, but let's face it, everyone is going to be grumpy after a 12-hour flight in economy. That's not to say that there isn't room for improvement though. And in past surveys, tourists have complained about cash-only businesses. Yes, they still exist in Japan, not being too friendly in some situations, not a problem that I have. Lack of public Wi-Fi or difficulty using it. I mentioned my affiliate link, guys, use it. Difficulty smoking in public places or lack of. Actually, check out this video I did. I'll put a card or something up here. It's all about the weird customs and culture surrounding Japanese smoking habits. Did you know that the government actually owns 30% of tobacco in Japan? Anyway, that's a whole other thing. You can watch the video. Lack of tourist infrastructure outside of main tourist spots, which I think is part of the problem. So yeah, Japan might be the dream destination for many, and it absolutely is for me if you haven't noticed by my channel, but that doesn't mean it's perfect. Between the bins, the crowds, the occasional awkward menu moment, or the thing that you eat, you get that you don't know what you're eating, some of these little issues are just part of the package and part of the fun, in my opinion, when visiting a country with such a different culture. And although these are not my complaints, they might be yours. And now you know. If you enjoyed this breakdown and appreciate the honest side of travel, which you probably do, your support really does help. I don't just make videos showing the beautiful side of Japan, I try to dig into the reality too. And it takes time, effort, and so much more. If you'd like to support these kind of deep dive videos and help me keep them going, then please check out the Patreon, because even a small pledge makes a big difference. And if you thought that bins were a weird issue, wait until you see what goes on inside Japan's train system. There's a whole dark side that you probably never knew existed. So watch this video next. Anyway, I've been Nathan. Stay positive and be a happy gaijin.